Hey guys, you know how I've explained to you, like, my trauma, my issues, PTSD, things like bipolar. Have I ever done that by going, here's my diagnosis, look at my diagnosis, look at my scores, guys, look at my diagnosis. Do you know why I've never had to do that? Why nobody's ever fake claimed me? Wonder if there's a reason for that. Go f*** yourself. Get off the f***ing internet. Gianu, this is my content. If you watch this video when it's up on YouTube, and you try to claim or strike this stuff, I will see you in court. Remove the strikes from my channel. Feel free to give me a claim if you want. But remove the strike from my channel today. Well, that's what's been going on. Is the other day, I received a content strike. Currently have 2 strikes on my channel. Puts me in a very precarious, stressful position. But it didn't off. It made me annoyed. It didn't make me angry. The strike number 2 came the other day. And I posted upon my YouTube about it, in case any of you missed it. I posted the other day. All my content suddenly disappears. It's because of fraudulent legal copyright strikes being placed upon my channel by certain individuals that feel called out by content that has nothing to do with them. This is disgusting, completely gross manipulation of the legal systems in place to protect content creators and their IP, and sadly not the first time that members of this community have sunk to lows such as this. Sickening and hypocritical behaviour as usual. 8th of April, 5 days later, I received this message. On a comment, not a message, I received this comment on a post I had made on Instagram from Gianu system, person who had put the strike on me. They're a bitter, nasty person who is weaponizing their trauma as much as they can in order to bully people on the internet into doing whatever they want. And I'm not just saying this or claiming this. I will be providing the evidence. Gianu, this is my content. If you watch this video when it's up on YouTube, and you try to claim or strike this stuff, I will see you in court. Remove the strikes from my channel. Feel free to give me a claim if you want. But remove the strike from my channel today. When you see this video, remove the strike from my channel. I will be explaining to you over the course of this video why you should do that, why that is in your best interests. Hey, I know you don't know me and don't know my story. I can tell you that I've had multiple assessments done by multiple therapists and that my friends and family can attest to that. I don't care. But you don't know them either. I can tell you my most thorough assessment result is on my YouTube channel, for whatever that's worth. Hey guys, you know how I've explained to you, like, my trauma, my issues, PTSD, things like bipolar. Have I ever done that by going, here's my diagnosis, look at my diagnosis, look at my scores, guys, look at my diagnosis. Do you know why I've never had to do that? Why nobody's ever fake claimed me? Wonder if there's a reason for that. I decided years ago to be open online about my mental illness. After much thought and talking with my hubs, knowing that such openness could be helpful to other people struggling, but could bring harm to us. Imagine my surprise when a week ago, Imagine my surprise when a week ago a hospital used my videos, one of which we said on the pinned info is a dramatization of what it's like when we don't know who's fronting and not actually what we do. Okay, so a dramatization. To show what malingering looks like. So a hospital used my video to show what malingering looks like. A video that is a dramatization of what it looks like when we don't know who's fronting. So that feels apt, right? I didn't know that before. I wrote whoever I thought might listen to tell them I've been diagnosed by multiple individuals. I wrote whoever I thought might listen to tell them I've been diagnosed. Like, why? Why did you do that? Also, why have you been diagnosed by multiple individuals? I've only ever had one person diagnosing me with ADHD. One person diagnosing me with bipolar. I've only had one person diagnosing me with PTSD. Why do you have to have multiple people diagnose you? That seems like doctor shopping. You know what I mean? Been diagnosed by multiple individuals and been in therapy for years. Those facts didn't seem to matter. I've been literally sick, can't eat, can't sleep, can't be present with my family. Why? Why is the doctor talking about you, causing you to, like, why is somebody talking about you online causing all these effects? That's a lot of emotional distress. You should get off the internet. You're a content creator online, right? And then people talk about your content, and it causes you to be unable to sleep, unable to stop switching, unable to be present with your family. I say all this to let you know I'm not trying to start a war with my copyright claim. It's not a copyright claim, it's a copyright strike. I wish it was a copyright claim. If it was a copyright claim, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I'm trying to protect myself and my family. Even just writing this to you, I'm literally shaking. I'm not strong. I'm not brave. Boo-hoo, pity me, feel sorry for me. I'm a poor little pathetic traumatized person who's just being so brave and strong, even talking to you, the big bad scary Grandad's lounge. Sorry, I'm not brave. I'm afraid and just doing whatever I can think of to keep harm from me and my family. I'm already mentally ill. True. I already knew what it's like for your home to be the place where you were afraid. If you're still afraid in your current home, because of what people are saying about you online, you need to get off the internet. Growing up, the abuse came from within those four walls. Hey guys, I once said something that there's no such thing as trauma dumping. Last 2 weeks has made me rethink that. The messages I have received on my recent DID videos, not from people professing DID or support who have been sharing really heartbreaking and heartfelt messages that upset me, that doesn't come across as trauma dumping. The people that have been dumping horrific stories of trauma midway through arguments, those people that were arguing that back and forth endlessly with like Clary and stuff, that kept trauma dumping. They kept trauma dumping. This is trauma dumping. You're writing me out of nowhere because you're freaking out because you did a strike on my channel. You're freaking out because you did a strike on my channel, right? And now you decide to dump a load of trauma on me about how you grew up abused. Go f yourself. Get off the f***ing internet. Growing up, the abuse came from within those four walls, and all this makes me afraid again, makes me feel unsafe for myself, but also for my family. If you making content online is making you feel unsafe for your children and your family, you are the problem. You're a bad mother. You're just a bad mum. You're actually a bad mum. Wow, you just admitted to being a bad mum. That's all. Wow. You're a parent. Holy f***. You think your entitlement to make content online comes first and foremost over your children's safety. That's what you've just said. You're gross. I replied to her on Instagram. I don't have a screenshot of my reply, annoyingly. It was a very short reply. I replied to her saying, I feel that like Instagram comments might not be the best place for this. If you would like to talk to me, write out your thoughts properly, you can email me at grandadslounge.gmail.com. Just very polite, very formal, very simple. And she emailed back. Hi, email is much better. Medium, not sure how to start this off, but I hope this leads to a better understanding on both sides. And if you celebrate, happy Easter. No, I don't celebrate. Fuck off, Jenna. No. Don't try to be friendly. Don't try to, I'd given her a chance to email me and talk to me properly, and this is what she gives me. So I reply. Hi there, and cool. I figured if you wanted to try and explain it to me, it'd be easier here or verbally. Quick thought before you read the rest. You said one of the vids he chose was of you purposefully doing an exaggerated performance of DID to sort of mock those who are faking, right? Maybe that's exactly why he chose yours, because he couldn't. Because he thought it wouldn't offend you because you were on the same page as him already. Isn't it possible? I don't know. That's how I interpreted it. Now, honestly, I don't want to see your diagnosis. I don't care about that, and you shouldn't care what anyone online thinks about you. Be they random. I can't help but therapize people and give them help either lounges, you know me. be they random YouTuber or a doctor at world-leading trauma clinic. If you're on a healthy path to recovery and living a good life, then that's all that surely matters. But I do understand your reaction to it as well. You're a human after all. I can't even remember what I said about you during the live stream, and of someone else that I'm paying to edit my YouTube content now. But if I insulted you or ridiculed you in any way, then let me apologise here. I'm sorry about that. I would like you to understand that my anger and frustration comes from a deeply personal place that I will never be comfortable sharing online or with anyone outside of my closest friends. But to assume I have no stakes in the online discourse around DID would be categorically wrong. So again, I'm sorry for whatever cruel words I may have directed towards you. However, to be blunt, it's hard for me to be too friendly right now. Until you remove that strike, my channel is in a state of limbo due to already receiving a malicious strike just weeks prior. I have built an incredible community on Twitch, but it relies heavily on my YouTube channel, and whilst 4,500 subscribers may not seem a lot, it's what I have. It's what I've built and my main form of outreach. Simply put, that strike is a threat to me and those now upon my payroll. As it stands, in 3 months' time the video will be restored to my channel unless you decide to sue me, and let's be real, neither of us need that, right? Where you don't actually own the copyright, where the clips were used in a transformative manner, and where doctors are actually legally protected from civil suits involving the use of others' content in seminars or writings, your case would be dismissed and thrown out immediately, and would in fact then open you up to me countersuing you for misuse of copyright legislation. So, as this stands, this could progress one of 3 routes. The worst one, we find ourselves embroiled in an ugly and unnecessary legal battle like Sergio and Dissociadrama did. Middle route, I get no ad revenue and my channel is suppressed for 3 months, but ultimately the strike is lifted, content restored, and thus, in 3 months' time, you go through all of the harassment and emotional turmoil again as it's picked up again by the community at large. I don't personally want that happening to you. I f***ing hate harassment, and if you ever receive any, feel free to share with me the names, and if any of them are from my community, they will be banned immediately. I do not endorse that behaviour at all. Best route. Retract the strike now. With it having been watched and discussed for a few weeks now, and with my edited, longer version up as well, it's already been seen. You may have noticed I removed you from that version entirely. As stated before, any harassment you receive, inform me of usernames, just screenshot and dump them entirely in an email if you want. Any from my own community will be dealt with incredibly harshly, named, shamed, and permabanned. She replies, Hey Peter, on your quick thought, our performance wasn't mocking fakers, but ourselves. We were just being goofy. We were just being goofy and spoofing off of when we don't know who's fronting. 4.5k is about what I have on YouTube, and it's taken years to build. I understand what goes into building a community like that. I'm going to be honest, I'm not techie. The only thing I knew of my copyright claims, they're not claims, they are strikes, they are copyright strikes, is that the video came down. I was not aware of strikes or suppression of channel or revenue. Why not? It informs you of all of that stuff as you do it. Someone told me the video is back up, but that since it used my content without consent, this isn't where the word consent should be used. Permission is the word. It doesn't have anything to do with consent at all. Consent is not relevant here. I used your content without your permission, and I don't need your permission, you dumbass. You're not consenting to it. You don't have to consent to it. Doesn't matter. And you don't have to give me your permission either, is the funniest part either. Doesn't matter. I'm taking it. Told YouTube to take the video down any time anyone re-uploaded it, even McLean. That's called using the copyright system to steal somebody else's work. Somebody else has ownership and authorship over. This is how you're going to behave, then get off the internet. Take the strike off my channel and we're done. Keep this up. As I said before, I will see you in court. I will win, exactly as I did with Dissociadrama did. You will lose. You will regret this. If the only reason they take it seriously is because of a copyright violation, that would still be worth it. Why would the hospital take it seriously because of a copyright violation on a random poet's channel? What little fantasy world does she live in? Now I'm going to read this next bit in a silly voice, and you'll understand why as I read it. It's us later making addendums. Sorry, wrong voice. It's us later making addendums, and Jenna's gonna leave them in because we all get a voice. I just want to put one thing in perspective from our point of view. You said it didn't matter what a doctor says online about us. This is why it does. You were super vulnerable on your stream. Now, say you've done that for years. I don't know. Maybe you have. Could have found out. Apparently you watched a 1.5 hour long video on my channel. You know about the dissociative stuff and you watched a 1.5 hour long video on my channel. And then you're gonna write something like that. Did you not think to just like check quickly? Maybe one day you heal enough to wear shirts that would have set you off. I celebrate by buying myself a cake, and I should. You should. It's a miracle. No, it's not. This is offensive to me. It's not a miracle. If I am able to wear shirts that used to trigger me, it's entirely thanks to the hard work and effort that I've put in. Don't frame it like it's a miracle. That's called work. Healing isn't a magical miracle process. It's work. It's hard work, mate. Maybe for you it's a miracle in your fantasy fairy world. Not for me. And we get another one. This one doesn't sign off with a name, so maybe it's Jenna, but I'm going to actually assume it's a third altar that I'm interacting with here, because it's more enjoyable that way, right? Normally, I would leave the idea of content, but to edit... Okay, yeah, I forgot that this one's read like an actual child wrote it. And I'm getting tired, and I just know that this will be much funnier. I have a much funnier idea. I think we find AI Jenna, and we have AI Jenna read it.
Normally, I would leave the idea of content, but edit to smooth the voice so it's consistent, but I'm going to let it be. That's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. It's morning, and I didn't sleep well, so pardon the aside. What I wanted to say is, adding to what Jay said, it's not just the doctors full of... This doctor publicly said we were malingering. Every single time this happens is like a gut punch. My body goes into fight or flight all over again, and my heart does stupid things at the best of times.
So I made it very clear to her that what she was doing was breaking the law, but I was still willing to extend a branch of friendship. She, on the other hand, emotionally blackmails, emotionally guilt trips, trauma dumps, and ends on a violently, defiantly resilient note that I accept. I'm going to provide this to YouTube. You have some time left to remove this strike, but actually by the time I've uploaded this to YouTube, I'll have also submitted all my formal counter claiming. I did do it the other day. They want me to add more detail, so I'm going to do a more detailed counterclaim. And yeah, it is gusting. And you're either a liar or you're a bad parent. What an awesome influencer. Thank you so much for watching, Loungers. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and maybe even leave a comment.